it all started because I read an essay by Andrzej Sapkowski, the author of Witcher. And oh,
Hello, I'm Anastasia from Nausicaa. Now I'm in Jagiellonian University with my special guest,
hello.
Assistant Professor Joanna Malita-Król.
Hello once again, and thank you for inviting me to this project.
Joanna, please tell us, what is your science profession?
I'm a religious studies scholar, so I deal with religion and I specialize in contemporary religious landscape here in Poland. And my first specialization is contemporary paganism.
It sounds interesting.
Thank you very much.
What do you do?
Well, actually, I'm a field researcher, so that means that I go to the field. I go to events, to rituals, I take part in them, I interview people. So it's more or less ethnographic approach, but it's very much engaging with the people and meeting them, establishing some relationship and gaining their trust so they can later on tell me about what they feel, how they practice, what they believe in. So this is very much work with the people and about the people and looking into rituals themselves.
Can you tell me more about neopaganism in Poland?
Yeah, of course. Neopaganism or contemporary paganism, these are two terms, is on the rise since 1990s. It can be considered a religious minority in a landscape which is dominated by Roman Catholicism, but it's a minority that is rising. If you want me to give you some numbers, last census showed us a category called neopaganism, paganism, and reconstructionism, and we had 4,800 almost people altogether in that, and 3,200 rodzimowiercy, so Slavic native faith followers. And so these are the majority, but we have also Druids following Celtic traditions and Asatru followers of Nordic or Germanic traditions. We have Wiccans, so witches following the religion established in the last century in England. The most dominant path is Slavic native faith, rodzimowierstwo. They usually don't use term paganism because they think it's derogatory. I use term paganism only as a neutral technical term. And this Slavic native faith, rodzimowierstwo, is more of reconstruction. So going back to pre-Christian times of Slavic people trying to reconstruct their beliefs, their rituals, and how our forefathers might have worshipped, might have believed. And I say might because, well, we do not have any written sources from the Slavs themselves on their religion, but judging from archaeological sites, from ethnographic sources, from folklore, from comparative analysis of other Slavic countries, northern, actually southern and eastern, this all can give us some ideas which can be included in today's practice. And this today's practice is mostly about rituals, about celebrating according to so-called Wheel of the Year. This is an 8-festival calendar, which comprises of 4 agrarian festivals and 4 festivals connected to solstices and equinoxes. So, for example, winter solstice behind us on the wheel, and Yule, which happens on the beginning of February, ahead of us. And all those festivals are marked with rituals celebrated outside, mostly in the ritual circle. So we have a circle established by the bodies of participants around a sacred fire or an altar, or both a fire and an altar. And there are some offerings to the deities, some chants sung. It very much depends on the group or on the person, because contemporary paganism can be a solitary path, so just one person included, or it can be based on communities of different kinds depending on the path.
How does neopaganism fit into the needs of modern Poland?
Well, I think this is an alternative spirituality, alternative religion. So there are more and more people seeking for some alternative. You must remember that Poland is predominantly Catholic, but then again, the numbers of Catholics are decreasing and people are searching for something different. And for some, paganism is absolutely perfect and they decided to just go along this way. Most pagans in Poland are currently first-generation pagans, so they were raised in something different, for example, in Roman Catholicism, but somewhat on the way they decided they would go for a pagan path. There's definitely a rising tendency in things that are on one hand esoteric, magical, occult, and on the other hand Slavic, dedicated to something local, to folklore. And people come to paganism for many different reasons. Some want to recreate some heritage, Slavic heritage from pre-Christian ancestors. Some want to delve a little bit deeper into magical stuff, so this is more Wiccan, maybe Druid thing. Others are looking for something, some inclusive spirituality, because contemporary paganism, at least at some point, is very much inclusive for queer spirituality, for feminism, for non-binary people, and it very much depends on the path, but this is also very interesting and encouraging for people to come to paganism for that. So this is a very it's a complicated tapestry, contemporary paganism, with a lot of threads and with lots of different meanings for different people. It all started because I read an essay by Andrzej Sapkowski, the author of Witcher, and he wrote about King Arthur, this whole Arthurian religionarium, and mentioned that there was a novel by Marion Smith Bradley, Mists of Avalon, which also was connected to modern witchcraft and Wicca. And I was like, interesting. And this is somewhat how I started writing my PhD thesis on it and doing field research on that. And that escalated quickly to other pagan paths as well. And here I am today studying all of that, or at least a little bit from all of that in Poland today.
Yes, and we can talking.
Yep.
And Joanna, thank you very much for our meeting and our conversation.
You're welcome, and thank you once again for inviting me.
Thank you.
Thank you.